Alright, so if we're about once again about a platform is so a Pinaxtv. We all know at Rencham course so Elwak Sports Stadium no momba omoko some kope ejuma ayeno at Rencham ne say omoko yeno it's a nipa na abodom pem no omubufa so ebre bi gate no it say obia pre-rim akweso hwa hwememu no ama womo asebio omote hweye anase sebio omu dwane na omu ni sa stamina ombetimi dia withhold ana edi ejinemu no omu hwe form a etiti omu so no yakohwe ne se bibiri ato na me no kase so far no, the number of casualties are the Ghana police together with one more monitor events, the state agencies of monitor events say so far over 28 casualties in Guam and 6 deaths together with Bayer 4 so and a critical condition. But in this same conversation about John Dramani Mahama, the president of the Republic of Ghana, a 7 military hospital, the ministers of gender and also the defense minister, Obia try said, now no, I didn't see how best can we solve this and how best can we support the families in this time of mourning. Adi Ababe Tuja say the free SHS policy no, and NDC phobia and NDC penny I started blaming this whole EL-Wak stampede no on. Now, you better put a series of video and exactly what is really going on because it's messed up and it's laced with this whole issue of stampeder. One minister in Sambia Hoka and Air Party say be at me see a blame me pa and can ever blame no squarely near to free SHS because free SHS from Obianye Biako. Ama sisiano the national quota sebio anka wo se yetimi nya fo edwuma anase university no ebi mutimi ko university ama bebre etintin finti ne yeti dasabre ne yama ekora so eno na aba enam so ama amafo bebre ekopimo elwaka atrenchem se esi enti yenkwahwe this particular video involved of a NDC, one of NDC spokesperson or chair say, yes, indeed. This whole issue of free SHS from NDC for best because EL-Wak in same year it is clearly because of free SHS. Don't take my word for it, Debbie. Don't take my word for it. This particular video, explains exactly what is really going on now. Ebimu eyem start here the SHS or more. At the end of the day, no, ebimu party say, hey, say pa na beko dia any at the end of the day will be bika. Yen kwani enko tie in sama sa NDC person you or the two ja or say very soon the free SHS no was say ehwe ne ka ho especially NDC for nipa or this answer mo itu ja Nelson Kujegbe who is a finance and tax expert with the National Democratic Congress enko tin somebody two ja baba ka tie for ye beto aso.
Let me first of all say that when issues of this nature happen, we need to identify the root cause of the problem. Now, we are only talking about what actually happened yesterday, where over thousands of people gathered at the EL-Wak Sports Stadium for the recruitment. Now, you will recall that we have had excess number of students from the free SHS in the system. Now, the requirement for the entry into the security services are not stringent like that of the universities and the academic institutions. And so those who are not able to make the needed grade to go to the university, they may prefer to go to, these security services. Now, the chunk of people who they were recruiting or they were supposed to be taking care of yesterday were SHS graduates. That tells you that the free SHS that we have rolled out in the past, there is so much number in the system that every year, when these opportunities come, they want to take advantage of it. Which also means that when the program was rolled out, the end objective was not well thought through because there is no need sending people to school. Then at the end of the day, they'll finish school and be home unemployed. So I personally think that the excess number of students that we churn out from the senior high schools as a result of the free SHS is a contributory factor to what we witnessed yesterday. Again, what also happened yesterday clearly shows that policy decisions, economic policy decisions, must be made based on data. Just as you rightly said, government alone cannot create jobs to employ everybody that finished school in this country. And so the chunk of the employment must be done by the private sector. However, the government is only the enabler, creating the propice environment for the private sector to flourish. And so I think that going forward, in order to avert this issue of unemployment in Ghana, our policymakers should make policy decisions based on well-informed economic and financial data.
Okay. Inti saa same way na saa experti editu ya said the free SHS no aba amasisi obi akọ. It is good, but then you share the number of people or more qua. They finish and most of them can't get into university. Now, let's say NDC if we create free university, even if free university was created, say omukwa and now omuku university no move here. Where are the jobs? You see, what we just watched was just the first half of the whole conversation about NDC cancelling or about to cancel the free SHS. Perhaps remodel it. It has happened before. Obeka say NDC for MPP for more power. No, for time. No, they tried to make a year SHS. Not SHS 3 years. And NDC for a buy during Mahama's time. And also be in 4 years. Sana yes, sounds be in 3 years. The whole back and forth. No, across with the whole education system. Now one person also didn't know about two science some way more. He is also singing the tune of all of these things from the Deputy Forestry Commission CEO. And on the Ababe Tuja said, we need to look at this. And the National Democratic Congress, all these while, have noticed that there's a problem with this. Whole free SHS. Nipa Wababe Kasa, the Deputy CEO of the Forestry Commission, Elekem Kotoko. And I criticize say the way I implementing the free SHS policy without proper planning and not leading to infrastructure and welfare issues it be any DSC now no ewo your friend is say Elwak. Yenko tie sanse mo ono so odi two clearly you will see sir when you put the bits and pieces together it is going somewhere. It's a free SHS before NDC Sena will end they will ace it. On be if yo yensho video where babaka it for yebetwaso.
When we talk about the 24-hour economy, for instance, it is already also being rolled out.
Yeah.
Let me say that, for instance, the DVLA has begun doing that. I think their office in Medina now runs 24 hours. They intend to roll it out at every regional office.
Yeah.
So things, you see, that is why, if you recall, when the NPP rolled out the free SHS, many people, there was a huge outcry that it's a good policy. But how you were rolling it out was disastrous. It was ill thought through. The implementation was very problematic. You should have rolled it out slowly. You could start from the very deprived schools, then in the rural areas, then in phases. Then, as I speak to you today, my ward is in one of the secondary schools. They are living with rodents. They are living with cockroaches. They are living in buildings that have not seen maintenance for over 8 years, not even painting. Their washrooms are in a mess. Even places for visitors, when you parents go to those schools to visit, mention them, call them category A, B, C. They are all in a mess. All because we rolled out free SHS, we didn't have any proper plan, and we were just rather paying people as ambassadors when we neglected the lecturers or the teachers, we neglected their conditions of service, we neglected the facilities, we didn't maintain them, and it is a whole mess all over.
Very well.
That, look, it is now taken, it's a whole mess. Right. It's a whole mess. Let us be very grateful that for the first time we have a finance minister who is not quoting the Bible anywhere, who is not clad in white, who is not soft-spoken.
Oh, but he's quoting the Bible about him.
Look, I told you earlier, where we do wrong and we use the Bible is what has put us where we are. I am a strong Christian and a believer in God, but do not come to brainwash me using God. For instance, when you wrong me, then you say, oh, Fama Nyame, oh, Facheno Nyame say, please stop that nonsense. God has given us all the functioning brain. So that is what Ken thought he was doing, and that's what he did. He did it so well. It is the reason why even the president believed that he can sway us in a way to say that I'll build for God a cathedral. He has calmed God, hasn't he? The president's calmed God. He's calmed God. And so look, you will not have Atoforson probably even quote a verse in the Bible, but he believes God resides in him, and he is doing what God expects him to do.
So that is it. You could see clearly, said the NDC people are also saying that this whole free SHS policy, it is something that we are rolling it out. And clearly, we need to sit back or go back to the drawing board and look at it again. Now, about the whole disaster, see, EL-Wak, and I got 3 cents there's an update. You see, and part say every family member, watching it this year. And victims almost share victims who move or a woman move 6 people no move no. Sanko for 6 no or family ni obia ye be picking nipa baako near national military nim because a kamia acquire breadwinner thing. Say obi a breadwinner. And of course, oko pay juma and you couldn't see any if you are yempe obi a bit dinner sha na at least nipa na obeboa. Intuition herself say one family member of each EL-Wak stampede victim will be recruited into Ghana Armed Forces. So that is what is coming from the Deputy Finance Minister Broja Jemfi. Here no, you could see clearly say Felix Ofosu-Kwakye actually came out to lay this down clearly as to how this whole thing is definitely going to work. Intuition has here or say Minister of Interior announces okay, so this is after Broja Jemfi Kasa no man sounds the new policy about it. This time around no the whole EL-Wak thing different, now the whole immigration portal different. Or say Minister for the Interior announces that the application portal for recruitment into police, prisons, fire, and immigration services opens on Monday. Drawing lessons from the EL-Wak tragedy, he has outlined the following measures to ensure a smooth selection process. There will be multiple screening centers in every region, with between 10 to 15 centers in Accra. In Kanena, the whole center will just be concentrated on one place like EL-Wak. No, see, having multiple centers in Accra. Again, so no screening center will accommodate more than 1,000 people at a time, with a target of 500 persons in the morning and another 500 in the afternoon. Any applicant who shows up in the morning when he or she has been scheduled for the afternoon will be instantly disqualified. Unlike first now, you better have EL-Wak as just one place of domain na obia bebano. You better have 15 centers. It be called Accra Sports Stadium. It be called Tema Sports Stadium. It be called various centers. And also, you better change the say every center biano at the time no, obenya almost 500 people per. You don't even get more than 1,000. And you're not paying Oba before your time, you best kill. Which is so baby, and now ban no part, you best kill. And aside from that, too, more purchases to avoid overcrowding, the screening exercise will be done in things. The public service will complete its screening before another agency starts its screening, ensuring no congestion. The screening process will also be staggered to prevent simultaneous screenings at the same location. Okay, the apart says a police for the year mudia yebema date, army for year mudia date, air force year mudia date, obia date in kon yen boom na then the day akofa to ranch MC yaba. And the big question people are asking is a ban is before at to ranch MC see and Sunday I start say year drink. But then back to the free SHS thing no. Mino cases is here no update aba patch say I think the can cast a month will be a patch so a NDC phobia started patch say him blaming EL-Wak stampede disaster on free SHS no. MPP phobia started reacting. Osha or say he should tell his people to cancel free SHS to stop putting these SS numbers. It's simple. Into basically no say NDC for a blaming free SHS and your more cancel it and clearly no there are lots of comments and what has here. You could see that many people are reacting to this whole issue. But before then, no, you can share this particular video of what the deputy minister and also the gender minister about Tisiano. One more show say a person Okay, obiara wahwe ne nkwan biara no ne family members yebefa omo family member ne baako ne ye de ahye eye the Ghana military emu ye hwe video ye baba ka ebeto aso
mpanifo nyinaa de wo mu nyinaa na minister e de atodwa no na no ku ada yanka bi anhyem na yenuanom nkuma a omo pese omo ne ye ebeye adwuma na omo som oman Ghana yesi ye no ye nyinaa ni mosem eno nti mampani atu yen sɛ yɛmmra ne abusua emenya nkitahode na nhyehyɛ bi a ɛwɔ hɔ no nso yɛmfa nto abusua nim na yɛnua ba Priscilla ebi a obi a Nyankopɔn mfa ne kra ensie ɛyare hosem yɛtie nyinaa ne sɛ ɛbrɛ kakrani ɛyɛ soja kwan a yɛfa so ɛfa sojafo no ana Ghana fo nhyɛ da nte ho asɛm bi wɔ hɔ a asɛ katakata so nti obi a ɔwɔ pepa kora so obenya kwan so obɛkɔ bi no ɔnte ho asɛm mpo na yafa nipa no nso awie ti mampani Mahama bae no ɔyɛ sɛ yɛma kwan yɛmmɔ ho dawuro obiara ɔwɔ pepa sɛ ɔbɛsom ɔman no na wahyɛ soja atade no bi no yɛma ne kwan na yɛnhwɛ ɔmo nkrataa mu dwuma bia obi betimi ayɛ bia no yɛnhwɛ na ɔmo mɛyɛ afei nso yɛnkyekyɛm na nkɔmantam mu nyinaa region bia yɛmfa nipa no bi ɛwɔ hɔ nti ɛba central region say a Cape Coast ɔmo ɛyɛ dwumadie ɛwɔ hɔ ɛmantam bia ɛyɛ bi nanso esan sɛ nkran ɛyɛ kuro kɛseɛ mu nti no nipa ne pii pɛɛ sɛ ɔmo ɛbɛyɛ wɔ hɔ ɛna akɔfa atɔyɛ nkyɛn wei ɛde aba ɛno no ɛmma ade a yɛpɛ sɛ yɛyɛ na Ghanafoɔ nyinaa nya akwanya no sɛbi yɛntwam yɛpɛ sɛ mu da hɔ na obi a ɔwɔ pepa a ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkɔ soja no otimi enya akwanya no ɛyɛ na mmom deɛ si yɛ no nti ama nkrandeɛ no a yɛyɛ no mampani ama yɛatwe asɛn sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a yɛde nhyehyɛeɛ bɛto akwan mu na biribiara saa ɛnsan ɛnkɔsi bio nti mampani asoma yɛ sɛ yɛmmra na yɛmfa mɛto mu anim sɛ aban ɛbɛgyina abusua akyi na nhyehyɛeɛ bi a ɛwɔ hɔ a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛyɛ na yɛde sie yɛde hyɛ no yɛahwɛ na yɛayɛ yɛtɔ so mmienu nso mampani sɛ yɛmfa nto abusua anim sɛ wɔn a wɔn ho kaeɛ a sɛbi na wɔn pɛ sɛ wɔn hyɛ soja atade a wɔn afiri mu no abusua no mpɛ wɔn anan sini na yɛmfa wɔn nkɔ soja no mampani na ama me kwan sɛ yɛmfa nto abusua no anim nti ɛno yɛbɛma aban krakyepani a ɔwɔ ha ɛne mpanifo a ɛwɔ region no ɛne mo anya nkita hodie na abusua no agyina mu sɛ ɔwɔ nua bi wɔ hɔ sɛ abusua bɛyi obi a obetimi akɔ soja no na wasi nanan ɛno nso yɛde ho hyehyɛ ɛbɛto ɛho afei deɛ twa toɔ koraa yɛ awerɛkyekyerɛ ne yɛde bɛma mo sɛ yɛnua baa no sɛbi kasa tenten bi ani hɔ a betimi asan de naba yɛyɛ agyidifoɔ deɛ yɛbɛgye adi sɛ nea nyame pɛ ɛna esi nti nyame nso ɔmmoa no nkyekyere yɛ nyinaa yɛwerɛ na ɔmmɔ yɛn ne a yɛte ase nso so ɛho ban na ntutuyɛ biara a ɛwɔ hɔ no yɛnhwɛ na yɛnyɛ nti yɛbɛda mo nyinaa mo ase
Ashafo inti sansem no ena yedi to dwa che se ɛyɛ asɛm de but then back to the free SHS issue no we any nsɛm a ɛkɔ so yɛnhwɛ some reactions we are near the breaking news about Pakwesi in the we Fibuache the gentleman said we will not introduce a bogus exaggerated policy like free SHS. The 24-hour economy is the new game changer, not a populist gimmick. So basically I'm part says he be cancel free SHS I cancel we fee a year Zoid. Opacha said Ghanaians don't like hearing the truth. Not everyone needs to be in free SHS program. There should be more vocational schools. This has been the same problem with uni graduates. There aren't enough jobs to absorb the masses finishing school. Free SHS just exposed it more. And away fee Solomon Zandi Tamathi. Or see, some of the stupid things we read as opinions on this app is just ludicrous. Makes you appreciate free SHS more. Charlie, don't always have to share your opinion. Bro says keep it to yourself. Now dodo. So clearly, many people are divided. Say cancel free SHS for what purpose? Even the free SHS will issue scrana. The free SHS does the benefit outweighs the risk. Benefits more than the risks, and these are issues at the end of the day, a cost amount will be bread air casa. So the whole free SHS thing they for our hopa menoka say there are concerns as to what should go on and what should be done, because at the end of the day amount will be brave so far they can edit to more as start air casa. The question is free SHS needs to be asked, and because you're sharing you see an information about it to say most of them are SHS graduates. They are SHS graduates. Say beauty fee on yashe. Any body soon area or yes, we need ding. It's your can na any na say why you this guy you sha we need the obitima ko military any me decide sabu na wakose yemfa no what ya say but munim say bio ade no so a protocol ye be fa no e be check eno enenam so at the end of the day sa turenche mi akoso amafo bebre e blame say if there's anything we have to blame on it now no and I say bibi will see blame na yen fan to free SHS. So let us know what you think and san ye be call the next update on this particular issue